Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Azu here. I'd like to do another one of those MQTT videos where I'm going to publish some data to the EMQ broker, whatever it's called, and then have a bunch of other HMIs that will subscribe to that topic and get the data. So in this example, I'm going to use the database I use in a lot of classes that will simulate multiple PLCs, and it does all kinds of wonderful things for me in the class. But in this case, I want to take a bunch of the temperature readings that are in here, and I want to publish those via MQTT, and then, like I said, have other HMIs subscribe to something on the broker to read that data. So before I move on, let me just show you live here. Here is this screen, and of course, I can reset it to 50% or time up. I can do that. That resets them to 50%. I can click this, they'll live, and then I can manually click around, but you can see the temperatures here. They're going to go from 0 to 100. There's actually 8 of them. I'm only showing 7, but we use this in class. So this is going to be the unit that I want to publish the data from, and then I want the other HMIs to subscribe and get these values. That's my goal. Now, to do this, I'm going to be using the EMQX broker. So if you just Google EMQX broker, you'll get to the free MQTT broker right here. Click on that, and then right here, team, basically is all you need to set this up is really this thing here, and maybe the port number, but generally just this here. So that's what I got here. Let's go ahead and try this out and see if we get to work. Now, before I get to publishing the and working with the broker, I'm going to go over here to data tags, and as you can see in this database, there's a bunch of stuff already in here. I'm going to create a new folder to kind of pull all my tags together so that I can share them with other databases. So I'm going to click on top here, data tags, go ahead and click right here, boom. And I'm going to rename this folder MQTT underscore tags. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a new tag in here like this. And I might call this one temp. Temp. I can't spell temp today. Temp underscore F underscore 1. Because this is going to be for channel 1, okay? And I'm going to do this. I'm going to go over here to the right side, expand my F1. This temperature tag is the one that's generated. So I'm going to drag this guy right here and drop it right here. That's going to make this guy equal to this one here, okay? Now that I did that, I'm curious if I shrink this down a little bit here. Well, I didn't want to do that. I can't really collapse these. I wanted you to see more. No, that didn't work like I wanted. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so if I click here, this smart duplicate, let's see what this does. Oh, perfect. If you notice, you might wonder, what do you mean perfect? Well, you can't see the tag name here. That kind of sucks. But if you notice right here, it automatically indexes into the next folder, which is exactly what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put this till I get to F8. There's 9 of them, but I'll do 8 of them here for this example. All right, so now I should have all of those there. Perfect. Those are the tags that I want to publish to my MQTT or EMQX broker, whatever it's called. Okay, so I got that set up. Over here on the left, let me go move this up. Let's go into communications. On the left, communications. Like I said, this database is doing all kinds of stuff. So just close your eyes. I'm going to shrink all this down. You don't need to see all this stuff here. Like if this thing is doing all kinds of cool things for me, but just close your eyes. You don't need to watch this. Actually, it doesn't matter. I can slide away the bottom here. Blah, blah, blah. All the way at the bottom is a section called connectors. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and add a new cloud connector. Boom. Right here. I'm going to use the generic cloud connector. You got all these options. For this one, I'm going to use the generic cloud. Click OK. And then over here on the left, click on that thing right there. I'm going to do a couple things here. First, I'm going to enable this agent. That's the first thing. The second thing is down here, the host name. I need to get that from that web page. So if I go back to this page, I'm going to highlight this section right here, right click, copy that part, go back here to Crimson, and let's go ahead and paste it right here. Boom, right there. And since this is coming from my G09 number 97, I might change the name of this guy to G09 underscore 97. Okay. All right. Now, previous video, I had a topic and a publication and subscription topic called Wazoo. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. Wazoo there. And then I'll go down here and I'll put the same right here. Okay. All right. So I got those two there. Nothing else in here. I'm going to change this. Oh, I am going to use the MQTT status. And from a previous video and another database, I already have that tag. I'll just go show you. It's an internal tag. If you want to make the same, make this bigger so you can see this. If you go to the format, that tag is a multi-state. So you want to set it up here, make it a multi-state. You're going to make it have 5 states. So go ahead and do 5 states. The type is discrete. And then if I slide down here, you're going to make your states be 0 through 4. And if you want to type this text in, feel free to. I'll pause, well, you can pause the video, but that's the states for all of those 5, the text for it. So if you want to copy that, great. Feel free to pause the video, write all that in, and then come back. I'm going to continue on. So I'm going to simply, for this, I'm going to copy this from this database, go back to the database we're working on, and I'm going to go over here to data tags. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom here. You know what? I'm going to click up here and paste it. That should paste it down below. Perfect. That's what I want to do. Okay. And that should have copied everything. It sure did. Yep. Excellent. All right. So now back to communications. You might wonder, why did I do that? Well, that's because I'd like to monitor that. So that status right here, I'm going to go over to the right side, and I'm going to go all the way down the bottom. There's that tag. I'm going to drag it right here because I want to monitor the status. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Nothing else here. This is the first tab. If I go to the network tab, there's that port number. That's correct. Do we have anything? You know, one thing here, I like to turn on the debug output for this testing. So I'm going to go ahead and diagnostics. I'm going to enable that. That means that in the web server section of Crimson, just to remind you, if you go over to the left, go to web server. If you click on, you got to have this enabled for one, but if you click on features, in features of the web server, make sure you got, of course, remote control enabled. I prefer the bare displayed scaled, but if you slide all the way down to the bottom, you'll want to have these section here the same as me. Enabled, enable control, and you don't have to do packet capture, but you certainly can. Oh, that's good coffee. All right. Okay, so that takes care of that. Let me go back to where I was here. So that is on my communications. Let me go to device data. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm not using a cell modem or anything, so I'm going to turn off this location and cell data. I'm not doing anything else. I'll turn that off. Everything else will leave default. Let me go to tag set 1. So I'm going to have this periodic. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go and I'm going to leave tag rights disabled. And I'll talk about this later. But this basically means if I was subscribing, I want to be able to write these. But I'm not. In this case, this guy's actually publishing the data. So really, now they say that, back here on the service, I probably don't need a subscription. I just need to publish. But that's all right. I'll leave it alone the same. Anyway, I'm going to leave tag rights off here, but if I go over here to the right, I'm going to grab this whole folder of tags because that's what I want to publish. The value of these tags, I want to publish those to my broker, and I'm not doing anything on tags at 3, 4, 2. Nope. Okay, good. All right, so I think we're ready to test this. Let me go ahead and save it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and download it. So yes, I'm actually starting fresh here, so you're seeing it all here, folks. Okay, so while we wait for that, you can see the X here, because I'm waiting for the HMI to reload with the new database identifier and everything. So let's see what happens here. All right, so here it is, restarted completely. I'm going to put a rate in here, right here. I'll put in maybe 11 today. Okay, and then if I go ahead and turn it on, and then I can click, like I said, you can move these anywhere. I can click around, but the important thing is I want to see these things. I want to see them changing here. Now, from this view, I can't really tell if I'm publishing. Now, what I could have did, and I should do actually, is I should put that status tag down here. Let's go do that before I show you the system pages. Let me go back to Crimson, and I don't need this guy. I'll move it over here. I don't know why it's so big, but if I go over to the right data tags, here's that MQTT status. If I drag this little Yahoo out here like this, and I'm going to, oops, give me a second, team. I'll shrink this a little bit. I really don't know if I need that. But anyway, So I'm going to put that there, full scale. Let's go ahead and download this. Let's just see what happens here. Oh, you know what I should have did? Give me one more second here, team. I'll let it populate through here. I'm going to make this thing get the colors from the tag. That way it's a little brighter. So I double click check here. It gets the colors. You might wonder, what do you mean by colors? If I click OK, and if I go to that data tag on the left, on the format, we have this text here. We got all this format here, but I also went through and on the colors tab, I set up these colors as well. I did multi-state for colors, 5 states, discrete match type, 0 through 4. You can pick your colors, but that's what I did here. Those are the colors based on these conditions. So now that I did that, let's go back here. Oh, did I not push that? Hold on, team. I got to push that. I got to send it to the screen. Send it. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I'm looking to see what I get down here. That's what I'm looking for here. There you went. You saw some fast color changes, and then you saw it go to green. And you see connection established, data being pushed. All right, now hold on. Does that really truly happening? Well, if I go back here in the browser, and it's, of course, it remembers where I was last, but this is where I normally am. Since I turned on system diagnostics, I can go here, and then I can go to the debug console. And if it's publishing MQTT data, you're going to see it all right here. You're going to see your traffic, the characters, and then, of course, the ASCII string equivalent. So, hey, I'm convinced right now that this thing is publishing data. Okay? I'm going to call that guy back. I don't know what he wants, but I'll call him back later. All right, so it's definitely publishing. I like that. That looks good to me. If you don't see that data here, you don't see anything going on here, now then you got to wonder, maybe my device is not getting to the internet. So you got some problems on your network side. It's not even getting out to the network. So at least here I'm pretty convinced that my screen is publishing it to the EMQX, whatever it is, broker. Okay. So if I go back here, go back to my rote view, and there's my values. I don't know why they're not pulling. They should be going up and down. Why did I accidentally stop you guys? Let me try it again. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it's changing. Perfect. All right, now we want to set up another HMI or another device to subscribe to that channel on the broker. And by the way, that broker is, of course, that's the EMQX broker. And this is pretty cool, too. On this broker, you can do view broker status. And, man, you can see all kinds of stuff that's happening. I mean, this thing's got lots of stuff going on. Lots of people are using this, which means if I leave this turned on, I think that you could take your own device and subscribe to my topic, and I think you can see the stuff. I'm pretty sure you could. Let me get another coffee drink here. Okay, so back to Crimson. So my goal this time is to take these tags from here in this database, put them in another database, and have that thing subscribe to that channel and see if it gets updates. So let's go to the other Red Lion database I'm playing with. This guy right here, number 98. It's if you watch the other video I just made on this, you'll see this in use. But in this case, if I go over to data tags, I got just these tags, and that's what I use in the other thing. But I want to put those tags from that other one into here. So I'm curious. If I go over here, I'm going to right-click on this folder. I purposely put these in the folder so I can grab them all. So I'm going to right-click on the folder in this database, copy that folder. Let's copy. I predict we're going to have some problems here, but we'll fix it. And then if I go back to this guy, I'm going to right-click over here and do paste. Now, see the errors that popped up? And want to take a guess what the errors are? Well, if I click on it, it's going to take you to the errors. And here's the problem with that procedure. All of these tags were formula tags from other database tied to this. Well, in this one, I'm going to make them all internal. So I'll make one of them internal, and I'll cheat, and I'll go over here like this. Boom, right-click, and I'll say copy from. I want to copy all the mapping from this guy to these. So I'll click here, boom. That should make them all internal. Notice we still got some errors we think down here. If I take my magic mouse or my Nimbus 2000, float over, they're all cleared up. These are all internal. That's exactly what I want, okay? Because I want these guys to get updated from the broker. That's my goal. So if I go over here to communications on this one, and in communications, slide all the way down, I got that thing from the other day. I made a video on this, so it's kind of already set up. Notice the publication topic, Wazoo, just like it was on the other one. This is Wazoo 98, whatever the other one was, 97, I can't remember. But anyway, nothing else is in here. Everything else is the same. There's the status. Love it. Go here. Go here. If I go to tag set 1, I don't have anything here. So this time, I'm going to grab this folder, put them here. Okay? But here's the important thing. I want the broker to push the data to these. I want it to write to these. So, and I don't think the video I did on the other one, I explicitly say that. But you see right here where it says tag writes? I need to enable that. Matter of fact, can I do F1 here? Yeah. Specify whether rights to the tag should be set or accepted. We want this to be enabled because I want the broker to be able to write here. So that's got to be there, okay? Everything else is fine. I think everything else is safe. Let me go over here to display pages. Well, we're going to see if this works. We'll go here. We're going to grab this dude out here, and we're going to make these guys be a little bigger like this because we want to see it. I think everything else is set up right here. Let me save this. And before I download, I think I got 98. Here it is right here. Let's go ahead and push this. Let's see what happens. There's 98. There's 97. Move this over here. Hey, look. I don't know if you guys can read it, but you know what? Hold on. Let me make this bigger. Let me go over here. And let's move this guy down here like that. And we're going to go ahead and watch this. If I click on the first one, boom, 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 bold. And then I'll make this guy a little bigger like that. And then I'm going to highlight all the rest of these yahoos. I'll move them down. And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to right click. And I'm going to say I want to copy all formatting from this guy. And then I'll right click again. I'll say, you know what? I want all these to be the same size as this guy. Boom. And then if you really want to be special, I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of them. And I'll right click and I'll say arrange and equally spaced vertically. That puts them all in there like that. Maybe I'll make them just a little bit wider like that. All right, let's go ahead and save it, download, and see if this shows up a little better in the video here. So there's that guy. This guy's updating. Look, you can see the values now. Just to prove that they're being updated once a second, if I turn this off, reset these all to about 50%, you can see they're all sitting there right around that same number you see across the screen. That's pretty stinking cool. Now, the purpose of this goal of this exercise was to see if I could do this with multiple different screens. So here I'm using HMI number 98 in this case. Do I have the other one open? No, I don't. Okay, hold on here. So I've saved this. Let me open up another one here. Let me open up HMI 96. I was playing with that the other day. We'll do this guy. We'll say open. Say yeah, blah, blah. Okay, let me go ahead and file save this real quick, team, before I make changes to it. So this is number 96. Today's date is October 10th. So we'll go right there. Remember, I always say no to this. You can't go wrong by clicking no. So I'll just say no. All right, so here I am in this one. Go to data tags. Again, notice we're missing the folder. I'm just going to make this, well, I already, did I copy? Oh, well. Let me go ahead and recopy this folder from here. Copy from this guy. I'll go back to this one. It's not here, so I'll go ahead and right-click and paste. I'm going to have the same error. I know, don't freak out. I should have copied from the other database, but that's all right. Just give you a chance to see again. So here I got these. Remember, they're locked to the other database. I want to make all of them internal. I'll make the first one internal. And then if I highlight all of them, other than the top one, shift, hit the last one, right-click, copy from, do all formatting, boom, this guy right here. Well, oops, I'm at right-click mapping. Let me do it again. Copy from mapping, that guy. There they are. They're all internal. All right, so now if we go over here to communications, I got the same MQTT, the same subject here. This is really, what's important here is I'm subscribing to this is really the important thing because I want to subscribe to that topic. And if I go to tag set 1, okay, this is from the other day. No big deal. We'll leave that alone. I don't have any errors. Go here. I'll grab this whole folder, put them down here. Tag rights needs to be enabled. I like that. Looks good. Let's go over here to display pages. And just like we did earlier, we'll move this guy down. No, maybe I won't. Hold on here. There we go. Move that. And then we'll go with data tags. We're going to grab all these out here like this. We'll just go ahead and quickly make them a little bigger. Boom. Bold. And then remember this trick. Highlight all the other ones. Say right-click, copy from, all formatting. Go to trailing X. Click on that guy. Boom. And I think that looks good. You don't want to make these a little bit wider because it's supposed to be about a 4-digit character. All right, so let's go save that. Before I download, here's 96. It's already up and running. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go ahead and Shazam. Ready? There we go. We're downloading. 96 has got that. Let's see if we get some values. We don't get no values in this one. How come? What's the problem here, team? What is the problem with this one? Let me look at the other ones. Is it still updating? Okay, so it's still updating. You can see that there. Let's go ahead and turn this on to run mode so they're really changing. Okay, so that's good. That one's running. What's the problem with the other guy here? Oops, that's not the one. I'm getting too fast one. So these are all zeros. What did we mess up on here? Let me look here, team. Let's look. 96. The only thing here, the only thing here is that the broker, I don't know if has this one anymore. Let me get rid of that guy out of there. Let's try that real quick here. Let's try this. They're all blank, aren't they? Do we have something wrong in our folder name? Don't think so. Tag rights enabled. Okay, Wazoo, that's all good. Why isn't that updating? Let me pause here. Let's take a look at our debug window here on this guy, guys. Let's go over here. We don't see anything here. Let's go back here. Go to my System Diagnostics Debug Console. So we got some MQTT traffic going on here. And if you look at the traffic, let me just freeze it real quick here. I can see what I think is the tags. I see them coming across. So one ponders, why aren't the ones on the screen? Okay, so that was that. Let me look here. How come these guys aren't updating? Because they're definitely getting values. Let me ponder here. Is this not there? I'm seeing them there. Let me save it. Let me re-download here. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know. This is number 96. And go back to row view. These guys are not getting. It's like they're disconnected. Let me look here real quick here. This is that database. This is the one here. Okay, that's all good. That's the value. So I still got the zeros here, team. So in frustration, I went and opened another database and thought, what could be different? This is the 98 one here, and so I'm like, why would it work? Make it bigger so you can see it. Maybe I won't. Maybe you won't. And I'll tell you what happened. Tag structure. Simple tag list is what I had in the original one. Somehow or another, in my awesome driving of the mouse here, and this makes me mad, but when I sometimes float over things, I must have tried to roll down because this doesn't fill in. And as such, I changed this by accident to folders with full names. So I want the structure to be simple tag list. And if you notice here, I got still zeros. If I make this change down to it, this guy right here, it should start to work correctly. Let's see. There. So it was my accident that I was interrogating and rolled over this. Gosh, this makes me mad that some of these fields change so easy when you just roll. Look at that thing. I'm just anyway. So that was it. I can do this to all my screens, and I think that all of them now would instantly, easily show the values from my main one. So here's the main one, cranking along, everything's rocking. And of course, if you look here, team, here's 96. And if I go ahead and shrink it like that, and of course I can bring up number 98. There it is there. It's taking the same numbers. I think that's pretty cool. So here I am using the MQTT, the broker, from EMQX as a broker, and I'm publishing from one device, and then multiple devices are subscribing to that topic to get those values. That is really cool. The most important thing about this that I found is that on the subscriber thing, if you want to get the tag values from the broker, you need to enable the tag rights. This means that the broker can write to the tags down here. Anyway, that's pretty cool. The other thing about this that you may not realize is that you're doing all of this through a graphical representation. You're not having to write any Python code to do this. And if you look further in MQTT, you can find lots of Python structure. And the way Redline has this laid out, it's really nice. Very flexible, easy to use. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have a great day. We'll see you later.